Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie and I cover oily skin, hooded eyes, and beauty. Welcome back to my primer wars. Today's episode 2, and if you missed the first episode, I will link it down below. To catch you guys up, I'm reviewing 10 drugstore primers for your oily skin. For each of these primers, I will be testing them with a drugstore liquid foundation and a drugstore powder foundation, of course with an all-day wear test. I will also be testing the touching up process because with oily skin, it can be a little bit tricky. So let's get into primer number 2, and that's the Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Erasing Primer. This primer is a lightweight, breathable, pore blurring makeup primer that leaves your skin with a smooth, matte finish. So I tested this primer out for 2 days, and day 1 is my first impressions while testing it with a liquid foundation, and of course I did my all-day wear test, so let's roll the tape. Oh wow. This is like instantly mattifying. So this definitely feels silicone-y. I do have a problem with that sometimes because whenever I put my makeup on top of the silicone primer, my makeup starts to just kind of move around. But I definitely want to give this a try since it was highly rated for oily skin. Yeah, like it's still just kind of like slipping around. I'm just kind of waiting for my skin to absorb it. Okay, I'm gonna wait a while to put my makeup on to make sure that my skin absorbs this because I just kind of feel like what would be the point of putting my makeup on if it's just gonna move around. Okay, so I've given this primer like a 5-minute wait, and it's still like super oily. So I'm just gonna take a tissue and just kind of dab my face a little bit. And maybe it'll absorb that oil and I can finally put my makeup on. This is just like the weirdest thing. I've never experienced anything like this. It is still so oily feeling. All right, well, I'm just gonna put my makeup on and see where that goes. I'll be right back. Okay, so I didn't do my eye makeup because I'm gonna be filming another video right after this on eye makeup, so I'm just gonna leave it at this. And I'm kind of mad because I'm looking at my makeup, and I guess you can really only see if you are super close up and in person, but the makeup did move around because of the really oily silicone-y primer that it is. It just would not dry up at all. I mean, it mattified, blurred out my pores, but it was so oily at the same time. I'm using my favorite foundation, my like holy grail all-time favorite, and I never ever have this problem, but my foundation is sinking into my wrinkles and you can just see the makeup sitting in there, and I never have that problem, which I don't understand. And then like I'm having some patchiness up here, like you can see like a patch of like makeup, and I tried to blend it out. It didn't work out, so okay, anyway, let me just show you guys up close so you can see. I don't know like how well this is picking up, but you can see the foundation just sitting in there. And it's not like peach fuzz that you're seeing, it's foundation just sitting in my creases. And that's the patchiness. I don't know if you can really see the patchy makeup up there. It's like the makeup really clinged to that spot. I tried blending it out and then it was just like not working. It just wasn't working. 11 hours later, and I'm wearing one of my birthday presents from one of my friends. They are super duper cute. But back to the check-in. So throughout the day, the foundation started to settle in pretty well. It looked pretty okay, but now towards the end of the day, I can definitely see some of the foundation that has come off on my nose, and then I can kind of see some patchiness going on. Right before I hit record, I did touch up. I blotted using my blotting sheets, and then I touched up with just a little bit of translucent powder just to see how the touch-up process was, and it looks really good. Nothing really kind of like moved over or anything like that. So you can see foundation has come off on my chin. I don't know if the camera is going to be able to pick it up well, but there was just some weird patching around the chin area. And then my foundation did come off on my nose. And then just my regular creasing in between the eyebrows. Day 2, and I am wearing my loose powder foundation, and I've been wearing this for about 10 hours now. And I noticed throughout the day that my foundation started coming off on my nose. I have been blowing my nose because of my allergies. And then also there was some weird foundation grouping like in the chin area. But I did touch up. I soaked up all my oils with my blotting sheet, and then I got some more powder and just started buffing everything back into place. And I think it did a pretty good job with just kind of grasping the powder and making it look smooth again. But I have noticed there are some cracks and creases, and there's still a little bit of grouping in the chin area, but it's not so noticeable. Like, I don't think you'll be able to notice it on the camera, but in person you definitely can. Okay, let me just bring you guys in so you can see. Also, ignore my eyeshadow. I was trying out some new things and it didn't work out. So just ignore it. You see like some grouping here. Really weird. And I don't know if you can tell, like they look like little dots of foundation. It's just so weird. Some creasing. I mean, this looks great. Everything else looks great. It's just the chin area that's really weird, like the chin and mouth area. So I did go with a thin layer this time, and it's the exact same. My skin felt super oily. Putting makeup on top of it was just really weird. It was just it looked oily. And just putting on my powder foundation, it just wasn't the same. Like, you could just tell that I'm trying to put powder and mix it with oils. It was just the weirdest thing. So the clips basically speak for themselves. I am really disappointed with this primer. It does stay true to its promise. It mattifies your skin and it blurs out your pores. Does it fill your pores in? I don't think so, but it blurs them out, which is really weird because as you saw, my pores were just filled with my foundation and it just kind of sunk in my creases. It was really, really weird. And the primer did not prolong my makeup at all. But the primer does not claim to be long lasting, so I'm not gonna hold that against them. For the first time ever, on the filming day of my talking head, I am actually torn on this primer. So I went ahead and this morning I was like, you know what? I'm gonna apply this primer in a different way. I normally apply my primer and then I apply my setting powder and then I apply my foundation. But because I really want to see how these primers perform on their own, I have not been putting translucent powder on top of my primer and underneath my foundation, but I did this time around because this primer was crazy oily and it just moved my makeup around, and I actually really like it. But of course, that is just my first impression for applying the primer in this way. So I am going to be doing an all-day wear test today to see if this is the correct way to wear this primer. So I really have hope for this primer. I'm really hoping that this is the way to go. And if it is, that is going to be awesome because I am still trying to figure out why this is rated so highly. But yeah, I guess you guys will definitely find out later today. I will update you. Like I said, this primer does not claim to prolong your makeup, but I do definitely want to see how it looks at the end of the day because I was having the problems with grouping and creasing and transferring. So hopefully this works out. So this is the 8-hour check-in for the final day of wearing this primer, and I found the trick. It is wearing translucent powder on top of your primer and underneath your foundation. Nothing is moving, no slipping, no sliding, no patchiness, no grouping. It is absolutely perfect, and the touch-up process is just as perfect. Let me just show you guys. No patchiness at all. Foundation has stayed on my nose. And the forehead looks perfect. I should have done this from the start. yeah, this is it. This is the trick. This primer does not work well with loose powder foundation, but it works well with liquid foundation, just with translucent powder underneath the liquid foundation, which is weird because powder foundation doesn't work with, I found. Anyway, this is it. So let me know down in the comments below, have you tried out this primer? Do you like it? How do you use it? Please let me know. And if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more content, because this is episode 2 and I am doing 10 drugstore primers. So please stay tuned.